There's a good chance I might cry during this one, just to let you know. And I recommend you might have some tissues handy just in case. Meaning and purpose. It's a big one. I think religion does give a lot of people meaning and purpose. So how does one replace that when you leave religion, when you leave a God belief? How does one find meaning and purpose? I want to start this video by comparing one person's view on meaning and purpose, William Lane Craig, and I want to compare and contrast to mine. And this video is more for, how do I say it, the fence-sitting type Christian or the fence-sitting type Muslim, the fence-sitting type believer who kind of sort of believes in a higher power but is not quite, no active belief per se. So this video is geared towards them. Maybe it's geared towards someone between the ages of 18 and 22 who is really trying to figure out the type of person they're going to be when they grow older, what type of adult they're going to be. And I'm going to play just 1 minute of this clip called Absurdity of Life Without God by William Lane Craig. Absurdity of Life Without God. And when you listen to this, every time William Lane Craig uses the word ultimate, what he really means is God. So when he says ultimate meaning, he's talking about meaning from God. Ultimate purpose, purpose from God. God purpose, God meaning. When he talks about ultimate morality or objective morality, what he really means is God morality. And so I want you to listen to the tone and the word ultimate and just get a sense of what he's appealing to here.
Person passes out of existence when he dies. What ultimate significance can be assigned to his life? His life might be important relative to certain other events, but if all of the events are ultimately meaningless, what can be the ultimate significance of influencing any of them? Mankind is thus no more ultimately significant than a swarm of mosquitoes, for their end is all the same. This is the horror of modern man. Because he ends in nothing, he ultimately is nothing. But it gets even more distressing. For if life ends at the grave, it makes no ultimate difference whether you live as Joseph Stalin or as a Mother Teresa. If your destiny is ultimately unrelated to your behavior, then you may as well just live as you please.
If your life ultimately ends in death, you might as well just live as you please. The absurdity of life without God. So you kind of get the sense of what William Lane Craig is saying there. The tone is very dire, very bleak. If there is no God, life is absurd. Well, I want to give my take on life, and that it isn't absurd. And I want to give some examples of how one can get meaning and purpose from science. And I know a lot of people might just turn off right now and, I've never liked science, Doug. I didn't do well in math, chemistry, and physics in high school or in university. But I'm going to show you some clips of how science can give meaning and purpose in one's life. And first I want to share some stories of my own personal life, how science has brought me great meaning and purpose. And which one should I start with first? There's 3 stories, really. I'll start out slow and go deep. First one is I have a niece who was born, I think, I forget now. It was either 1 pound, 14 ounces or 2 pounds, 3 ounces, something like that. So my niece was born from my sister, who, by the way, is the one who's now totally paralyzed. She was born 3 months premature, 4 months premature, 3 months. And it's because of science she's alive today. It's because of science my sister had as the daughter. It was just incredible. If you saw, I wish I had a picture, but if you just saw all the tubes that were hooked up to my niece in the incubator and how they kept her alive so she could develop on her own throughout time. 30, 40, 50 years ago, no way she'd be alive. No, she would have died right away. That's the first example. The second example is my dad. He was diagnosed with cancer of the small intestine, and they immediately put him on chemo, and they gave him so much chemo they almost killed him. In fact, I wasn't expecting to tear up here. But because of science, he lived. Now, they had to almost kill him with chemo to save his life, but he lived. The probabilities were so low with him, and a friend of his actually was diagnosed with the exact same type of cancer, and he didn't make it, but my dad did. And so I flew home because I thought my dad was going to die. And but he made it. But 30, 40, 50 years ago, he would have been dead. Almost a guarantee. So, and I'm a stoic and I'm crying, oh my goodness. So when I hear a guy like William Lane Craig talk about this absurdity of life, shame on you. You don't have to believe in a God to appreciate the meaning in those types of experiences. The last example, I'm going deeper and deeper, and I'm already not hanging in there. But the last example is my kids. Both my kids are test tube babies, in vitro fertilization. My wife and I tried to have kids for 10 years. And she had some problems in her uterus. I had problems. I had a low sperm count. I actually think it's because I have a master's in analytical chemistry, and my thesis, what I worked with in the lab all the time was heavy metals, mercury, lead. And I have a feeling that that did some damage to me. So anyhow, we tried for about 10 years, couldn't have kids. But we really wanted kids. And we saved up our money, and we tried and tried different treatments. Nothing worked. And finally, we had to go the most expensive route, which is in vitro fertilization. And since my sperm count was so low, I actually watched the conception of my daughter and my son. When I say watched, I mean I saw the sperm and the egg form the embryo. That's pretty amazing to watch. And again, 30, 40, 50 years ago, I would not have kids. And because of modern science, I now have 2 beautiful children, 1 boy, 1 girl, that bring great, unbelievable meaning and purpose to my life. That's partly why I'm wearing this shirt, Father the Noble Element. So when I hear guys like William Lane Craig scare mostly young people into thinking your life will be absurd, that you can't have meaning and purpose or ultimate meaning and purpose without God, I'm telling you, you can have so much meaning and purpose in life without the belief in a God or without the God concept. How you can derive meaning and purpose through the advancements of science, and why I think Christians, theists, atheists, all like, no matter what, I think we can come together and say, you know what, we need to support the sciences, promote it, because it does bring meaning and purpose to people. It does help people's lives. It does so much good for the world. So I'm going to start, again, I'm going to try to start slow here and build up. But this is a woman walking for the first time on a prosthetic leg.
Action that as soon as you hit the heel, you're going to want to fire these muscles. So go against my hand again. Go against my hand. So that's what you're going to use to drive the prosthesis back.
Okay.
Okay. So
I get that.
First step is with your left side, and then heel strike. Drive it back, and then here you go. It's like you're. Okay. Stop. Hold on. Drive it back.
Got it.
Drive it back. Yeah.
To me, it's simple, but again, like maybe 50, 60, 70 years ago, this wouldn't be happening. And the joy of 2 humans connecting in that way, overcoming an obstacle, it's not absurd. It's interesting. It's almost like, in a way, I really believe, I believe in repeatable miracles. I believe miracles are possible from the supernatural sense. I doubt if I'll ever see one in my life, or that any miracle of that sort will be verified. But science has provided, in a way, repeatable miracles that you don't have to pray for and hope that maybe this God will answer, maybe he won't. It's something that can be done for anyone. Now, money's always an issue, but I really believe that a lot of Christians are bothered by that. That, why didn't God answer my prayer here? Like, this is a good thing. Why didn't he save my son's life or daughter's life? Okay, this one is a video of someone who is able to walk for the first time. I think there's 3 short clips of deaf people hearing again.
Yeah, it's beeping.
I think through cochlear implants.
Now technically your device is on. Can you tell? Oh, that's exciting! Here, you can put it down for a second. Just get used to the sound.
Already. Those are good things.
That's a good.
So what about
Like that got
oh
bongo
my
one.
god. Oh, everybody's gonna go.
Here, take one. You're dropping like flies. They went all the way through. Take one. Just like that.
This is a man who sees for the first time in 35 years because of a operation, thanks to science. This one got me because my uncle, my favorite uncle, is blind. And I remember the last time he actually saw me. And both the retinas detached on his eyes. And he kind of knew it was coming. And so I remember the day I was walking down a hallway, and he basically said, "Doug, this is the last time I'll see you."
The contact will pop up. Alright, okay. So, quick, okay, sit up, please.
You ready?
And look at your eyes.
Oh,
Isn't that awesome?
yeah.
Are they beautiful out?
Yeah.
How much? Like,
I can see, yeah.
See what
really?
Yeah.
How many?
1, 2.
oh my God! My dad!